Here are 5 reasons why the Alpinist is Seiko's best watch. Reason 1, the size. Reason 2, uniqueness. Reason 3, the dial. Reason 4, a total strap monster. And reason 5, the price and value. Reason number 1, the size. Judging from just the photos you see online, the Alpinist looks a lot larger than it does in person. In hand, it's a compact watch that's the perfect size for those who prefer smaller cases, but isn't at all dainty if you're used to wearing large dive watches. The Alpinist falls in the Goldilocks size at 38mm, which to me is the perfect sizing. Now, for those of you who think they're too big to wear a 38mm case, this watch might change your mind. My wrists are 7¼ inches and I think it wears beautifully. Like most Seiko watches, they have their way of getting the perfect fit on any wrist size. So just try giving it a shot. Reason number 2, uniqueness. Let's face it, most tool watches out there are going to be divers, chronographs, and GMTs. This being a watch designed specifically for mountaineering is pretty special. The case design is conventional, but with its addition of the 4 o'clock crown to adjust the compass function, which gives the Alpinist case its signature look. The compass function seen in the inner bezel is another signature trait of the Alpinist, which is a welcome touch to a complication I really never use. But it's cool, it's there. But if I ever find myself stranded somewhere, I guess I could use the compass function, and if I don't have my phone with me as well. The cathedral handset on the Alpinist is kind of a polarizing topic. You either love it or hate it. But for me, the Alpinist wouldn't be the Alpinist without this handset. It's mostly seen on classic military watches, which this watch isn't, but still an adventurer's watch falling in the rugged tool watch territory. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on the handset. Lastly, we can't ignore that green dial. Now, the Alpinist was first introduced in 1959 as Seiko's first sports watch, but it wasn't until 1995 when the green dial came about, alongside a black and beige dial variant. At the time, Seiko told the designers of this legendary watch that watches with green dials won't sell well. What an outdated statement. 2006 saw the modern version of the green Alpinist into what we know the Alpinist to be today, the legendary green Explorer alternative. Now, if only you can get your hands on the 1995 version of the Alpinist to add to your watch collection next to the modern version, that would be pretty amazing. But the problem is that a lot of these watches reside in Japan. Luckily with Bai, you can easily buy any watch on the Japanese market. As many watch enthusiasts know, it seems like Japan gets all the cool pieces only available to purchase within Japan. However, with Bai, they make it possible for watch enthusiasts outside of Japan to score JDM watches. So if you find yourself on sites like Yahoo Japan, Amazon Japan, or Rakuten, Bai makes it super easy for us to be able to search and purchase from these Japanese auction sites at reasonable prices without any premiums. And the best part is that you don't have to understand or read Japanese to use the platform. So what Bai actually does is it makes the purchase themselves from these Japanese stores, gets them shipped to their warehouse, and then directly shipped over to you. Bai is kind enough to provide all of you watching with a 10% off coupon for your next order when you sign up using my link in the description below. So be sure to take advantage of this and snag your very own Alpinist from the 90s. You just never know. With Bai, you can basically buy anything from Japan. So thank you Bai for being the official sponsor of today's video. Reason 3, the dial. If green dials scare you, it helps that the green on the Alpinist is done tastefully. The designers of the Alpinist modeled the green color from their car and British fishing gear. It's a sophisticated British green that leans more almond green in a darker tone, which I think is absolutely brilliant. And before picking up this watch and seeing a bunch of professional photos of this online, I was a bit afraid of the green hue being too saturated. But due to its slight sunbursting effect on the dial, it's a super dynamic dial. In low light, it appears black, sometimes even a silvery gray, which is lovely. But in bright daylight, it turns into an intentional British racing green and faded olive green tones. Now, I just love dials that play with the light. It almost feels as if you're wearing a different colored watch throughout the day. Reason number 4, a strap monster. Now, despite being green, the Alpinist is quite the strap monster. The crocodile strap that comes on with this watch is absolute trash. Just get rid of it. Although it's a classic look whenever you see photos of this green Alpinist online. But to really appreciate this watch, you need to swap it out for literally any other strap. Because the green sits in a neutral green tone and is highly dynamic in a variety of lighting situations, you can easily strap this for anything, kind of treating this watch as if it has a black dial. It mostly lives on this vintage green NATO strap, but lately the Hydroflex strap from Artem, a go anywhere or do anything type of strap, might be my new favorite combo for this versatile watch from Seiko. I just did a video covering these straps, so be sure to check it out if you haven't already. And lastly, reason number 5, the price and value. A few years back, you were able to pick up the SARB 017 for around 400 bucks, but now expect to pay your premium, unfortunately, for this particular reference. However, you can get the updated reference SBB 121 under the Prospex line, which is basically the same watch with a few minor tweaks, and $725 retail. To be honest, I'd rather take the time to find a decent SARB 017 in good, decent condition for around the same price as the newest reference. I'm just not a fan of the Cyclops date window and the addition of the Prospex logo. The classic charm of the SARB 017 is really what I think about whenever I hear the words Seiko Alpinist. If you're not really into watch hunting, then try to get a deal on the newest edition of the Green Alpinist. It never hurts to ask your local Seiko dealer for deals that they might have. For a lot of people just getting into the world of watches, I can easily see the Alpinist being their only watch. It wears super comfortably on the wrist at around 38mm in diameter. It rocks Seiko's reliable 6R15 caliber, has a sapphire crystal, it's versatile enough to wear for formal occasions but can easily be taken out on adventures, and it has the heritage of Seiko's now legendary line of watches, and who doesn't love a bit of Japanese watch history in their collection? As a watch enthusiast cycling through many watches in my collection, whenever I have this Alpinist on my wrist, I always wonder how much better a watch could get. Almost dare I say, touching Grand Seiko territory. I would love for Grand Seiko to make a field watch as iconic as the Alpinist, and honestly, if they did, that would be my calling for Grand Seiko to enter my collection. I know you're excited to pick one up after watching this video, but please, before you go out there ready to buy one of these beauties, do so with extreme caution. There have been a lot of convincing fake Alpinists circulating the interwebs, so here's how to spot a fake Alpinist so you don't get burned.